During our first week on the Camino Francés, we started in St. Jean-Pied-de-Port, crossed the Pyrenees, and made our way west to Logroño. But by week 2, something started to change. The same faces we've been seeing, and even nicknaming, were turning into real friendships, and we were starting to form a real sense of community on the Camino. Each day, bringing a new challenge, a new connection, or something completely unexpected. In this episode, we continue west from Logroño through towns like Nájera, Belorado, and Burgos, all the way to Castrojeriz. We're Jay and Sabina, aka Beans, and this is week 2 of our excellent Camino adventure. We kicked off week 2 with one of our favorite days of the entire trip.
This is day 8. We're leaving Logroño this morning. We've got Ollie. We've run into Lori and Josh, and we're getting ready to go.
By this point, we were starting to recognize a lot of familiar faces, and for the ones we hadn't met, we'd even started giving them nicknames. But by week 2, those nicknames were turning into real friendships. On this day, we walked with Jason, also known as San Francisco, Ollie, Josh, Baby Jesus, Lori, and the Giggle Girls, Amy and Alyssa. It was one of those days where everything just clicked. Great conversation, beautiful scenery, and a reminder that the people you meet are a big part of what makes the Camino so special.
Just made our first stop of the day. Sabina went in to see if she can find some sandwiches. Everywhere you go, there's a huge church in these cities. And everywhere you go, you can usually find these little restaurants that have all kinds of good food and drink for the pigrinos when we come by. That's where we'll be heading next. This looks like a fun little stop at La Mieleria, I guess. We're gonna stop in here, probably and get a drink or something. We've come over the peak of the hill for today, so I think we're a little over 2/3 of the way done and heading on down to Nájera.
Of course, the Camino has a way of balancing out the good days with some, interesting nights. This was also the night of our first real snoring incident. A not-so-tolerant peregrino named Richard decided to walk around the albergue, waking people up if he thought they were snoring too loud. Let's just say that didn't go over too well. So do everyone a favor. Don't be a Richard. A good pair of earplugs makes a big difference. We recommend silicone ones made for swimmers, and if you really want to level up your sleep game, a Bluetooth eye mask with white noise can help too. We'll link what worked for us in the description. The next day, we made our way from Nájera to Santo Domingo de la Calzada, one of the more interesting and unexpected stops on the Camino.
This is day 9, and we're going to be leaving Nájera. Got gorgeous views all the way around, especially that one. This is a gorgeous walk. Sabina's gotten ahead of us. She's up there walking with Christian. So it's just me and Ollie. What do you have to say, Ollie?
I think they will arrive in Santiago today.
Yeah, they're going to get there.
Yeah, they're all really fast though.
Just crested a hill. We're starting to go down into San Domingo. Oh, man. I can't remember all the names of these cities. You figured that out by now. But anyways, we're nearing the day of day 9's walking. We're going to go check out the chicken church, which is the church with the chickens that are descendants of the St. Dominic story, which we'll probably get into later. And that's about it.
According to legend, a young pilgrim was wrongly accused of a crime and sentenced to death. After his parents prayed for his innocence, a miracle happened, and he was saved. When they told a local judge what had happened, he supposedly replied, "Your son is no more alive than a roasted chicken on my plate." And at that moment, the chicken stood up and crowed. And ever since, They've kept live chickens in the church that are said to have descended from the ones in the story.
So this shows the route of the Camino that we'll be taking tomorrow. And that is right down there. We'll follow it up into the hills. You can kind of see the road that we'll be walking up. We are starting day 10. We are leaving Santo Domingo de la Casada, I think's the name of this place. Got Spina, and then we got Josh and Ollie starting off the day. Some hot air balloons up in the sky today. Different kind of scenery. I think we're about to enter the district of Burgos. Down to the point where we have 564.4 kilometers to Santiago. Just got a little stop here for some orange juice. I can see over there in the distance is Laurie, George. Laurie and George are actually both from Australia. I see Josh over there in line. So pretty much the whole crew here. Some folks over here as well. Good break. Good break. All right. Any idea what the name of that village was, Sabina?
Where we just were?
Yeah.
Grignon.
So we were just walking out of Grignon down a nice descent. I think we're still in La Rioja, and we'll be entering the district of Burgos pretty soon on the way down this hill. So this is the end of La Rioja. We are walking up on the sign that's the start of the Castilla y León region. It's our go-to lunch on the trail so far. It's been getting some fresh bread and slicing up some tomatoes and some guac and
Avocado.
guac. Well, you know, it's all the same.
And these are fingers on the Camino.
Delicious.
There's your sandwich,
Thank you,
dear. You're welcome.
In Belorado, there are plaques honoring notable pilgrims who have walked the Camino, including Martin Sheen and his son Emilio Estevez, made when they were filming the movie The Way. It's pretty amazing to think about how many people have been inspired to walk the Camino because of that film.
So this is the fourth private room we've had, the second one where we've got our private bathroom. So we are living large in luxury today. We've got our 2 beds. We've got a place to put all our gear here. We're getting ready to, actually gonna be able to do a little washing in the sink and get things hung up in here, but it's quite nice to have all these little perks and luxuries. Emilio Estevez's foot and handprint. As you're on the Camino walking out of Alberado.
From Belorado, we continued on to San Juan de Ortega.
Got a good crew to start our walk. We're leaving Belorado, going to San Juan. Day something, I'll look that one up later. But kind of a neat morning. We're off to a slightly early start. It's 8:03 and we've been walking for about 10 or 15 minutes. We usually get started around 8, so we will check in later.
Today is day 11 and we are walking on this lovely path.
A little chillier today.
Yes, we have our rain jackets on for warmth. I've had my hat on, my gloves on, but it is just beautiful. A really densely populated forest. It's nice and cool, overcast so you're not getting blasted by the sun. We're doing all right.
So we're approaching our second city on the 11th day. It's got about a 24K day, I think. 4 or 5 little cities, pretty close. And then the last 14K is a stretch with no services, so we'll refuel and get all our water before there. Walking into San Juan de Ortega. We hope we have a room here. We've been trying to use WhatsApp, and they said that kind of said we had a reservation, but it said if there was availability, so it didn't sound real solid. So we're gonna get up to the albergue and find out. Otherwise, there's a monastery that's not highly rated from pilgrims, it looked like. So we may or may not try it. Second, and then the option is to walk about another 3.5-4 kilometers on up to a town called Agus. So this is the church in San Juan de Ortega, and coming right back from it is our lovely hostel, which is one of our favorites so far. We got some video of the inside and it's really nice. We've got Ollie was able to get in here, and Lori's in here, and I don't know who else, but it's gonna be a good one.
Here we are, living the life. What do you think about our day so far, babe?
Same as a lot of these days we've had. It's like, you start with coffee, a lot of walking, and we end with wine. So yeah, not too bad.
Life is good.
But the real highlight of the day wasn't the walk. It's where we stayed the night. La Cuadra de Luisto, a converted hayloft, Warm, welcoming, and one of our favorite albergues on the entire Camino.
What do you think of this place, Schmoopy?
It's heavenly. It's really nice.
They even have laundry. We can go down there and you drop it off for €3 for a wash, €3 for a dry.
Oh my gosh, I love this place. The food smells delicious.
Yeah, I'm getting the dinner here tonight.
Yes, excited.
This little entryway to the albergue. It's got a little bar out front. It used to be a barn that housed cows until it just opened about a year ago.
While we did enjoy a private room from time to time, places like this with shared spaces and group meals ended up being one of the highlights of the Camino. Even if you're not sure about group accommodations, it's worth trying at least once. You might be surprised at how special it can be.
How'd you like it, Beans?
Paella, wine, and cheesecake.
Yum.
Better watch where you're going there, Beans.
This is day 12, leaving San Juan de Ortega. We're heading toward Burgos tonight, so got a little bit earlier start, so it's been not quite all light walking through the forest. Pretty neat start to today. Morning, dear.
Good morning.
How was the albergue?
Oh, it was the best one we've stayed at yet. The decor, the food, the ambiance, the owners, it was all marvelous.
Yeah, it's a very cool place.
Yes.
And we got some really neat views this morning to start our walk after coming out of that foresty area. It's approaching the first town of the day. It's Agios. Hopefully we can find a bakery. We got shut out on bread yesterday when we gave directions to a girl from Maine to the bakery, and then followed her up and she bought the last loaf right in front of us. So, you know, no good deed. Anyways, we'll have better luck today, and the Camino will provide. Finally found bread this morning and some olive oil. And Sabina picked up a delicious apple pastry. And we still have Ollie with us today. Oh yeah. It's just a cool little breakfast spot here. Had our breakfast stop and now, but Sabina's stocked up on fruit. She's sporting dual bananas up there. This is approaching the top of the hill that we believe will be the last hill for several days, as we're now at the Meseta area. We've been kind of in the Meseta, but this is where it really turns flat after we go down this hill. We'll get a picture up here as we get closer to the crest of the mountain as well.
For her reading that sign.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is a good picture.
Get the arrow, and this is heading out over now into where we will be walking for days up there. But does it say, since the pilgrim Dominic and Brigitte, the mountains of Navarro and live in the fields of Taros of Spain, have gone a more beautiful view than this. Something very close to that. So trying to get Sabina walking down through here without me falling myself, but
Hi.
hola. Walking into the Plaza Mayor in Burgos, looking for the municipal albergue. Any minute now. This is the albergue for our municipal on 10 euros. And somehow we got lucky enough that we got our own little section back here with just the two of us. So this is what you call styling on a budget.
After several days of smaller towns and quiet trails, arriving in Burgos felt like a bit of a milestone. With plenty of options for food and drink, Beans and I decided to slow things down with a glass of wine and some delicious tapas, and we had every intention of visiting the famous cathedral. But then we made a very Jay and Beans-like mistake. We got so caught up talking with our good friend Christiane that we completely missed the chance to go inside before it closed. For days after, fellow pilgrims kept asking us what we thought of the cathedral, and we had to admit we never made it inside, too busy enjoying tapas. That night also came with another lesson. Up to this point, I'd been getting by with just a sleeping bag liner. But this albergue didn't have blankets, or at least none that we could find, and it was really cold. Cold enough that the next day I picked up a small travel blanket and carried it for the rest of the trip.
Aftermath of... Oh, you gonna climb up and get that light?
No.
Me neither. We're leaving Burgos in the morning on day 13. It's the cathedral. It's kind of foggy. Running into workers. But yeah, it's a gorgeous cathedral, even in the fog.
After leaving Burgos, the landscape begins to change. You start entering what's known as the Meseta, a long stretch of wide open farmland that feels completely different from the first part of the Camino. And for a lot of people, this is where the Camino becomes just as much mental as it is physical. The day before, while talking to Christiane, and missing that cathedral in Burgos, she told Sabina that at some point the Camino would get you and you'd just start crying. Sabina didn't really believe her, but less than 24 hours later, we stopped at a small chapel in Rabe de las Casadas. The nuns greet each pilgrim, ask your name, and offer a blessing in Spanish. And then they give you a heartfelt hug. And that was it. The Camino got her. Christiane called it. That night, we stayed in an albergue called De Sol a Sol, run by a husband and wife team. They had little nods to the way throughout the space, and we learned that the owner's parents actually appeared in the film.
What do you think of this place?
It's amazing. It's a cute little place. Your own bedroom and bathroom. Oh, it just smells so good.
It's gonna be delicious.
Morning.
Good morning.
So what do you think of our trip so far?
Exceeds expectations, I guess. It's been awesome. Limited problems so far for us, I guess. A couple little foot issues, but yeah, it's been great. I feel like we're getting our stride here.
Yeah, the accommodations.
Unintended.
Our accommodations have all been pretty good.
Yeah.
We've mixed in the albergues with the private rooms, so that's been nice. And the weather has been absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
We've really, really
Cool in the
lucky.
mornings and warms up.
Yes. I know we're in the Meseta now, and we're digging it.
Yep.
All right.
Just summited our first little hill. Not much, but the sun coming up, it warmed it up enough that got the jackets off and we're ready to go. A little more of what we had in mind when we heard about walking in the Meseta.
Along the way, we passed through the ruins of Convento de San Antone, a 14th century monastery that once cared for pilgrims walking this same route. It was originally built to treat a disease known as St. Anthony's fire, and for centuries it served as a place of healing and refuge. Today, only the ruins remain, but pilgrims still walk right through it, just like they have for hundreds of years. And when we arrived in Castrojeriz, we ran into a very modern problem. The entire town was without internet, which meant we couldn't check into our albergue. What followed next felt like something out of a movie. We were the only ones there, the lights were low, and the host only spoke Spanish. My Spanish is pretty limited, so we did our best with gestures, a few simple phrases, and some Google Translate. In the end, she couldn't access our reservation, so we decided to move on to another albergue where Ali was staying, one that could take cash. Which brings up another good tip. We usually carry between 100 and 300 euros in cash. ATMs can be limited in smaller towns, so we'd always try to top up when we drop below about 100. Most places do take cards, but not all, especially in smaller albergues and restaurants, so it's a good idea to always have some cash on hand. Week 2 is special on the Camino, and it's where we really started to settle in and form some incredible friendships. Next time, we continue across the Meseta, heading from Castrojeriz towards Leon. We'll cross the halfway point and make a mistake that ends up changing our Camino in ways we didn't expect. Thanks for walking with us, and we'll see you on part 3 of our Camino adventure.